Welcome to the JLeyk Show, starring me. Hello everyone, and thanks for watching the JLeyk Show. Today I'm going to play a little bit of Disney Infinity. I promised a while back when I did a gameplay video of my Captain America Challenge Toybox, the Secret Avengers, that I would discuss how I built it and show you some of the logic that I used to build this toy box. I thought it was kind of cool. I'll start off kind of by showing you more of the level, kind of the design really quick. I have the main gameplay area for this is just a square block, kind of. And there's Marshmallow, one of the bad guys when we play this toy box. And yeah, nothing too interesting. I kind of liked the little construction area I built back there. I thought that looked pretty good. And I have a random Goodyear blimp floating through the air. So, alright, well, I'll get started talking about how I built the moving cameras for this toy box. So here are the paths that the cameras are connected to, and there's a locator that those cameras are facing towards, and the locator that I move back and forth on the paths to make it seem like you are flying a drone camera. To quickly remind you of how how the gameplay worked, if you haven't seen the video or don't remember, it was about a month ago when I did that video. I will quickly show how the cameras worked. So you take control of the cameras here by moving your joystick forward to move that locator down the path heading, we'll call this direction north, the way I'm heading now. And if you hit the joystick down, it will spin around and now you're facing south. So if you push the joystick forward, you will now head the south direction. And it switches cameras when you change directions. I have a cool little airplane noise that goes. Alright. And also, once you reach a certain distance, I have a distance tracker connected to this moving locator and a stationary locator on each end of the block for each street. And if the locators come within a certain distance of each other, now I'm able to hit the joystick to the right, and I will be heading west if I move the stick forward. And once that locator comes within a locator that is in the middle, it's going to trigger a scenario of fighting a bad guy here, see? So I'll go down under here and show you how show you what logic toys I use. Alright. So to take control of the locators on a path, I use this box thing here where I take a few terrain pieces and I block in the character or figure that you're playing as, in the middle of this. So you'll be transported there, and the cameras that are active are the cameras on the paths. So when you enter, sorry, 1 second here. This might be easier to see. When you enter this north-facing trigger area, it sends an input to this logic gate. Now, if this logic gate is open, it will not do anything. But when this logic gate is closed, the input will be blocked, and that is when the locator and the cameras start heading in the north direction. It also sends an output or an input blocked to this logic and this logic and tells this sound effects gimmick to make an airplane flyby noise, and it also tells the camera that faces the north direction on that path to activate. Now, it's on a logic and, so when you enter the north-facing trigger area here, and it sends an input to this logic gate, and the logic gate blocked back to here, it won't continue to activate the camera and make the airplane fly by noise. It will only do it, one time until it's reset. And it's reset when you enter this south trigger area. By pushing your joystick down, your character will walk into that that trigger area. It will reset this logic and it will send an input to this logic gate. Now this logic gate, when it's open, it will send an output, and the output doesn't do anything. But if it's closed, the input blocked will tell this logic and to receive an input, and when that input is received, the flyby sound over here will trigger, and it will make the south-facing camera on that specific path to activate. And the input blocked from this logic gate, when that it receives from the south-facing trigger area, will send an input blocked to this, or an input to this logic and then that logic and will tell the locator on the path to reverse. So then the locator will head south-facing, and the camera will also be south-facing when you enter this trigger area. Now the issue, though, is when you press down on the directional pad, your camera will flip around. So when it flips around and you're still holding down, you'll be running into now, so if I start facing north and I'm going and I enter the north-facing trigger area, because that's up on my joystick or forward, the camera and will face north, and the locator will move north. But when I press down on my joystick, my figure will enter this south-facing trigger area. And when that happens, the cameras flip. Right now it's the south-facing camera. And that causes a problem because if I continue to hold down, the new down direction will head me toward the north-facing trigger area. And that caused me some problems at first. That's why I decided to use this logic AND to trigger the reverse function on the locator, because then it will only do it once, and also it will only reverse once, and then this logic AND will only have the cameras activate once until the opposite direction, you go in the opposite direction again. So that would keep you from switching back and forth and your character running back and forth into them. It has a little bit of a delay until you're able to switch sides again by this time delayer, I believe. Yes. Sorry, so once you switch directions, the opposite directions logic gate will open, so then you're not able to switch back right away until after you've headed a little bit in one direction, the opposite direction, and it'll be about a 2-second delay too. So you're not able to flip around very fast until you move either south again or north. Sorry, that's very unclear. I kind of forgot how I built this toy box. It's been a little while. And I also did that for every direction. I also did it for the west to east facing. And that would be, this is the east facing, and on the other side is the west facing one. So you'd think, well, I would be able to head west or east by entering those trigger areas at any time, even though I'm on a north and south direction path, or I'm currently controlling a north or south direction path. But that's not the case, because the logic gates here are what receives the input from entering those trigger areas. And when they are open, they will receive an input, and then they will output, and the output doesn't do anything. It's only when the input's blocked. So those logic gates have to be closed before the camera can move west and east. And what I use to close those logic gates is a distance tracker, right? So that distance tracker, when the moving locator on the path that I'm currently controlling comes within a distance of 5 of a locator that I have placed at the end of the path, this one right here, when this locator that I'm controlling enters a distance of 5 of this one, it will shut a logic gate, close a logic gate. So then when I enter this west trigger area, it will send in, yes, this one. Yes, it will send an input to this logic gate, and then that logic gate, when input is blocked, sends an input to this logic AND. And when this logic AND is complete, it will close these two logic gates. And when those two logic gates are closed, I will get down in my wand again. These two logic gates will close, much like the other side, and those are what receive an input from those trigger areas, the west and east facing trigger areas. And if the input blocked, it will send inputs to those logic ANDs, and it will activate the west facing or east facing camera, and it will reverse it, so it will the camera or the locator on the path, so it will head either west or east as you go forward. And I have those set up for each of the 4 roads that we travel on. And one thing I did to avoid a problem is I'll put some toys down that I can pick up and move to use an example of this. There was an issue with the cameras not being at the end of the block when I wanted them to be. So instead of, now I'll wait till I have my toys here that I'm going to use for the example. This could take me a while. I don't really know where the toys I'm looking for are. They're like the blocks that you set on the oh, they'd be in the Marvel collectibles. Disney, here we go. I want to use these rocks. Alright. Let's place one here. I will place one here. I will place one here. And I will place this one way over here. You'll understand what I'm doing once I finish up here. And I'll also, for demonstration purposes, put a path so you can see, kind of visualize what I'm talking about. I probably should have moved the path down that I use for the gameplay, but I didn't, and it'll be okay. So these paths are what the locator that the cameras follow are on during the gameplay. The ones I'm controlling by entering those trigger areas. Now, so when you initially start and take control of the cameras, you will have to represent the paths or the locators and cameras will be these rocks, because there's a set on each path. This you take control of, and you're facing north. So you head north, then you can turn around and go south or whatever, right? Now you see I placed this camera to start at this part of the path. And I also put this one to start on this side of the east and west path. because if I start here and I want to go, okay, I'm at this side of the road, now I want to go west. I hit the joystick to the right, I enter that trigger area, and it starts me on that path viewing these cameras. But it doesn't feel like you're flying through the road on one drone camera unit if this camera here starts way over here on this path, because then when I take control of this locator and cameras, I'm already all the way on the end of this road. So I wanted them to be in the right spot so you could take control of them right when you near where you leave control of the north and south facing cameras. And I did that on the north block too. So when this camera, you take control of them, you move north. Now those locators are within a certain distance of each other. I'm able to hit my joystick to the left, activating these cameras and path. And then it also shuts off the, or it opens the logic gates on the initial path. So you're not able to move that north and south once you take control of the west and east facing cameras. So anyways, now I can head west and east. I would move west, I'd move east with it, but if I went to the end of the road here, heading west, if I wanted to take control of the other side's north and south facing cameras, now it's all the way down here on the south side of the town. It stayed there because, well, I couldn't have it in both places at once. And I left it, if I didn't have it there and I had it on this side of the road, right? So I'll show you quick. This one, I have it on the north side of the road to start. Well, there's a problem. I don't know which way the player's gonna go. They could go north and then west, and that would work because now it's here. But if they went west right away, they would head this way, and there's no cameras here to take control of. You would end up starting on the wrong end of the road. So what I did was I had it so this this west and east heading camera, when it moves west, the one across from it that also moves west and east will move with it, but you will only be activated on this path's cameras. The reason I want, and the north and south ones, those ones move together as well, because I want them to always be on the side of the town that you will be taking control of them. So if I were to move this way, head south, I'll throw that, get onto these cameras, now I can head this way. The issue of the camera not being there, like it is now, you know, that rock not being here, won't occur because that path locator will move and cameras will move to the same direction that the other side is heading. I don't know if I said that very clearly. What I will do, for clarification purposes, I could take down all these buildings and show you, but I'll show you from here. See, these are the cameras we start on. I have the west and east ones over here, and I have them over here, so no matter which one you go to first, you will start at. And these north and south ones start on the same part of town, on the south side, as the ones parallel to it. So the paths that are parallel to each other have the locators and cameras moving together. Alright. It might be easier to discuss this a little bit more while I am controlling the paths. And to take control of the I have a button prompt here that comes up when you enter a certain distance of this locator, and that's when you press that, you will be activating a different camera, the one I used for the screenshot, but my character now is in the box. So if I hit my joystick forward, I will now be on the north and south facing cameras and locator on the path. And as I move north, the one parallel on the west side of town there will be moving with it. So when I enter this, now there's a logic gate that closes, so when I enter the west facing trigger area, now I can take control of the west facing camera. Oh, now I want to go east. Now I can head east. Turn around again. Just to show you where the other north and south cameras are now. Hey, they're over here, just where we want them. So when we take control of them and activate the cameras, it looks like we're just turning down the road if we don't have my wand out. See? You can't see the locators there. And the locators that we pass here in the middle of the road, that I just passed again, those ones are also connected to distance trackers. And when they come, the moving locator comes within a certain distance of those stationary ones, it will send an input to a logic gate. And if the logic gate is closed, and it's closed only when I have certain scenarios that I want to happen, I'll show you now. Because on each block, I have a different bad guy for you to defeat. If you watched my video of the Secret Avengers Toybox that I built when I did the gameplay of it, you'll notice that each block has a different bad guy scenario and how you have to stop them. So the logic gate will close if the scenario is on that block. So this one will send an input when when these locators come within a certain distance. There will be an input to a logic gate, and since this scenario is going on right now, that logic gate will be closed, so it will input block. And when the input is blocked, your player will teleport to that area and stop the bad guy. And then once you defeat the bad guy, that logic gate will open again, so if you pass over it and that scenario isn't triggered, your player will not go to this teleporter and stop the bad guy. But I'm gonna stop the bad guy here by picking on my friend Marshmallow. If you shoot this target. I thought it was 3 times. Maybe that's not the right weapon to be using. There. He will explode and go away. And then when you defeat the bad guy, you teleport back in here. So you can go take control of your drone camera, get back on the road, and find the next scenario. Let's see, I want my wand back out just so you can see the cameras moving again. See, right where we want them. I also have it so that the locators will reset to their original position after you defeat the bad guy. So the next time you go out on the roads, the cameras are where you need them to be again. And you'll see my locator here. When it comes within a distance of this locator, it will say, hey, throw that vandal in the river. And now I'll take Mighty Jitus, throw her in the river, because she's a cruel villain. No, she's alright. And yeah, I think that's all I really want to do for explaining this. I feel like I wasn't clear enough, so it took a little longer to explain than I wanted to. I hope you're not bored and decide not to watch this video, because I think it can be very helpful to Toybox artists to, I don't know, see that I came up with a relatively new idea of taking control of cameras on a path and have them move not just back and forth, but side to side as well. So yeah, if you want to if you would like me to do a tutorial and go step by step on how I built a moving camera like this, so I can teach you how to do it, you can leave a comment or get a hold of me on Twitter or something, and I'll show you step by step how to do it. It'll be a little bit easier that way for me to explain, because I will be programming it as the video's playing instead of trying to remember how I did it and telling you why I'm doing those things. And also, if you would like to play this toy box, I play Disney Infinity on PlayStation 3, so I will friend share it. My handle name is JLeyk, if you couldn't have guessed, and you can friend me on the PlayStation Network gimmick thing, and you'll be able to download this toy box. But I don't have a whole lot of friends that play Disney Infinity on PlayStation 3. A lot of them play on PlayStation 4 or Xbox or something. So yeah, I don't have too many friends, so I'll be happy to be your friend and share this toy box with you. Since the community content isn't active right now, it's not accepting new toy boxes to it. The only way I can share this toy box with you is by friend sharing it. So yeah, you can be my friend, and yeah, remember to watch all my great videos. I guess I don't have anything else really to say. Oh yeah, I do. My next videos that I'm going to be doing gameplay wise of Disney Infinity, I will be building a toy box, a Rapunzel themed toy box to celebrate Rapunzel being last week's character of the day. So it'll probably be a few videos of that, me building that toy box. So, and if you have any suggestions or characters that you would really like to be the character of the day on the JLeyk show, you can you know, comment or, you know, let me know on Twitter or something, and I can see if those characters are available for an interview, or I'll pick them as my character of the day and share some information about them. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Bye.